Hello, my name is Boogie the Beat, and welcome to my home studio in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm a National Arts Center teaching artist, and this is part 2 of my 4-part series on hip hop beat production for Canada's National Arts Center. In this second video, we will cover a bit more about drum programming, the 8-bar loop foundation found in most hip hop and pop productions. We'll also take a look at drum breaks and fills, which means adding a break in audio or filling up spaces in our beat. We will then move on to making adjustments through our channel strips using the inspector window in Logic or the shortcut I on your keyboard. We will also be adding basic EQ through channel strips. EQ or equalization being the tone of a sound in terms of high end, mid, and low end. We will also take a look at adjusting the pan of each track through the channel strips. Pan meaning the placement of a sound in terms of left to right, which is most often the case in stereo recordings. So let's get started. So we're just going to load up our 4-bar drum loop that we made in our previous video. So if I press space bar on our keyboard, we can take a listen to that. So essentially we have 3 tracks here. The first one being our hi-hat, and if we press the little S button on our track, that just means solo, so we can take a listen to it by itself. And on our second track we have a snare, so we will solo that as well by pressing the S button. And our third one will be our kick drum, and we will solo that as well to take a listen. So what I'm going to do, just to be organized here, is we're going to double click on our name for our first one. And here is how we rename our track. So I'm just going to put hi-hat. Our second one, I'm going to double click it. I'm just going to put in snare. And for our third one, just kick. All together. So we have a 4-bar loop here, and now what I want to do is make it an 8-bar loop. So I'm going to zoom in using our little zoom in dials at the very top right corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and hold the click down and select all of our audio regions here. Next, I'm going to hold down the Option key and click and drag this over to bar 5. Let go of the mouse, and there we just copy and pasted our whole 4-bar loop. So now we have an 8-bar loop. And I'm going to extend our loop option up here, the yellow bar. Take it all the way to the end of bar 8. Now essentially, we just went from a 4-bar loop to an 8-bar loop. Sounds good. So now at the end of our 8-bar loop, I want to add a little break in the beat. And that essentially means just taking away some of our drum elements. So for I'm going to click on our last bar here, the 8th bar. I'm going to select all the hi-hats in that 8-bar using our mouse. And I'm just going to press delete, and that'll just take away those audio regions. And for our snare, I'm just going to select or click on the last one, delete that, and also our last kick. So that'll give us a kind of a break in the beat to switch it up a little bit rhythmically. So let's take a listen to our whole 8-bar loop with that little break we just added. Here comes our break. Sounds good. Now what we want to do is add a bit more of a fill for it. There's kind of a dead space there. So what I'm going to do is just add, copy over a couple more snare drums. So I'm going to select our snare drum audio file here, hold Option, and just try and put it to where some of our breaks in our grid here. So each line, if we can copy that, our snare to one of those, that'll make sure we remain on time to our click track. So I'm going to take it to bar 7 and just see how that sounds now. Cool. Now in context with the whole loop, sounds good. So now what we did was we added a break, but also filled up that little ending space to give it a switch up rhythmically. Now we're going to take a look at our inspector window and just play a bit with EQ and panning. So we'll go through that quickly here. If we press I on our keyboard, that'll open up our inspector window on the very left here. So for each audio track, such as the hi-hat, if I click it, track 1, that'll open up our instrument track here. And here we can essentially add EQ, which just means in basic terms of taking the high end or the low end, or boosting the bass or taking a bit of the bass away. So I'm going to select our hi-hat track, and I'm going to click our little EQ button here, which is also the EQ thumbnail. Double click that, and that's going to open up our EQ window for our hi-hat. So I'm going to solo our hi-hat just to get a better listen of the changes we make. So solo. So now we just hear our hi-hat soloed. What I'm going to do is maybe boost up the high end a little bit. If you move your mouse around the EQ, you'll see these little points here. So if I select one of these points on the high end and click and drag it up, that'll boost the high end of our or treble of our hi-hat. And vice versa. If I take it down, that'll take the treble or high end out of our hi-hat. So here you can really play with and manipulate your sounds to your liking. So that sounds good. So I'm going to leave the hi-hat like that. Bring in our snare. And you can also control the volume with the volume knob here on the very left for each track. So our hi-hat, our snare. If I want to turn our snare up a little bit, I'll just use this fader tool. Turn it up. And our kick drum. So that's just a bit of basic EQing that we're doing. Also in this instrument track, in our inspector window, we have what is the pan, our pan level. So that just means taking our sound from left to right. And once you have a bit more audio tracks, you'll play with the pan and EQ a bit more just to make sure you get the sound right. And that was it for EQ, panning, and our basic 8-bar loop. In the next video, we will cover instrument programming, VST, Virtual Studio Technology Introduction, MIDI, and also instrument creation and placements. Thanks for watching. I also invite viewers to leave feedback and maybe questions in the comments section. We love to hear from you. Again, I'm Boogie the Beat for Canada's National Arts Centre. Thank you.